It is Sunday and I'm up a little early for this exciting new recipe to share with you. I wanted to make it so the kids could have it for breakfast. So today we're going to make smoked cinnamon buns. They're amazing. Kids love them. I guess it's not a new recipe. I've done it a couple times, but it's been a little while since we've had it. So before I get started though, anybody's allowed to join this. I want to make it like a collaboration, so if you have a smoking video or barbecue video, let me know and I can add you to this playlist and we can grow this playlist and continue with smoking and barbecuing on Sunday and share these amazing recipes and tips with everybody. So without further ado, we're doing smoked cinnamon buns. I really love baking in mine. So I will show you the ingredients and then we'll get started. Okay, so here's the ingredients you're gonna need for cinnamon buns. Brown sugar, vanilla, icing sugar, this is my flour, cinnamon, sugar, salt, eggs, butter, and of course warm water. And we can't forget the most important one is the yeast. So I'm gonna get started by adding the yeast into the warm water and let it sit for a couple minutes while I have some coffee and wake up. And then we will learn how to mix this all together and get it in the smoker. Okay, so I melted my butter and this is the yeast mixture with sugar. We're gonna mix the two together. And let this run for a little bit and mix it up. And just get it all ready to start going. And then next we're gonna get the eggs and add a few more things. It's just really hard to record. So I will add the eggs and a few other things and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I did change it back to the egg beater one. So I have oh my goodness, I can't even talk to me. The yeast mixture, the eggs, the butter, the salt, all in here and mixing it up a bit, and then I'll change it back to the dough hook once I start adding flour, just to beat it better. I find if you use the egg beater one, the dough gets all mixed in there and it's hard to clean up. So just let this mix for a little bit more, and then I'll put the dough hook back on, and we'll start adding flour. So far I've added the 2 cups of flour, and I'm just letting it kind of mix it in before I add more. I did double the recipe, so I will need 3 cups of flour by the time I'm done. Just that we have lots, because everybody in this family loves these. So just about got the flour to like a dough consistency where it's not going to stick to everything. I need to get a bigger KitchenAid. I make such a mess when I make larger recipes. So we'll get this all mixed in, and then I'm going to bring it to the counter and roll it around a bit, and then we got to take a break and let it rise. All right, so here it is. It's not sticky at all. I made it a nice ball and put it in this bowl. We're gonna put a tea towel over it, and we're gonna let it rise for an hour. So I'll bring you back in an hour and show you the next step in making our cinnamon buns. Welcome back. Here's our dough. It's nicely rose, and then I have a lightly floured thing. So I'm going to push this down and get the air out of it. And then I'm going to actually divide it in half and only do half, and then I'll do the other half. Otherwise, I'll run out of counter space. So I'm going to divide it in half and throw it on the counter, and then I'm going to roll it out. And I'll show you what it looks like rolled out because I'm unable to hold the camcorder and roll dough. All right, so I have half of it rolled out. I kind of keep it in a rectangle shape, just so that when you roll it, I don't know, I like it. Next I melted a little bit of butter, and I have this barbecue brush. And what I do is I didn't melt super much, and I just put butter over the entire thing. So I will continue to do that, and I'll bring you back. Okay. Next, once it's all covered in butter, I just take brown sugar, and I don't measure it because I find every time you make it, it's a little bit different. And I just dump a bunch on here and I just spread it out so that it evenly covers. I had a little bit of the darker brown sugar left, so I used it up. And then you just go all the way to the edge, kind of squish these. They're not hard, they're just, and cover the whole thing. If you didn't put enough on, then you dump a little bit more on there. I don't know, brown sugar is the best part, so I'm not skimpy on it. I might add a little bit more to the middle. It looks like, well, actually that's not bad. So I just do it till there's a nice healthy coat on all of it. Try to get it to the edges because sometimes you have a little bit fall out when you roll it up, but that's okay. I'm cool with that. Then you just take the cinnamon, and I just take my cinnamon and just do one of these. I also don't measure it. I'm horrible at measuring things. And then I just kind of spread it out. It smells amazing. So now I'm going to roll it, and I'll bring you back once I have it rolled. Okay. Now I have it all rolled up. I had a little bit fall at the end, which isn't a big deal. So I'm going to take a knife and cut it into the size that I would like. So just, I just eyeball it, really. And then once you're done cutting them, oh, I didn't cut that through. So the end ones, got the funny end. I always stick the funny end down and kind of give them a little bit of a push, so they end up square. So I took a larger pan, greased it really well, and then I actually put them quite close because I like when they rise and they squish together a bit. So I will fill this pan up with what I have here, and then I'll show you how we cook it on the smoker. So here's my pan full. I'm one short, but that's okay. I could have cut one a little bit smaller, but so we're gonna take these out to the smoker. I have preheated it on smoke and then turned it to 350 to warm up while I finish this. So it's already warm, and we're gonna throw it in there and we're gonna cook them. All right, so they're in. It's set at 350. We're gonna close the lid and come back in about half hour and check on them. Yay! All right, let's take a peek and see what's happening in here. Those look amazing. I'm gonna give them a couple more minutes just to golden brown a little bit on top, and then I'll pull them out and we'll make a glaze. So I got them off the smoker, out of the pan, so they stop baking in the warm pan on this rack to cool. I did make a quick, just a buttercream icing. So with icing sugar, butter, and a little bit of heavy cream. I put a splash of vanilla in it, that's why it's a little bit darker. And then we're just gonna do one of these on top. And if it makes a mess on my cutting board, I'm okay with it. So, and there you have it. Smoker cinnamon buns.